Hello, my name is Christopher Gutierrez, and this is my persuasive speech for COMS 108-305. The topic of today's speech is how Persona 5 ruined the strategic aspect of future Persona games. So Persona, for those who are unfamiliar, the most recent three, you're a new kid who moves to a new school, and you make new friends and you find a new world, so you can spend half of the game killing monsters, or shadows in this case is what they're called, and the other half of the game living your social life and spending time with friends. Persona 5 has been notorious for the difficulty of the series, but after the release of the 5th Persona game, the notorious difficulty of the series may have been compromised. A Game Rant article says, one thing the Persona games aren't afraid to do is create difficult challenges for players. And it's been like, speaking from experience, it's taken me like 50 death screens going through those old Persona games. It's a pretty hard game series. Persona 3 has introduced the tactics menu to the game, and according to the official Persona 3 FES manual, page 32, let me find it. Select this command, referring to the tactics, to issue an order to the other party members. You can direct each member individually by selecting characters one by one from the list, or direct all members at once by selecting all members from the top. So that pretty much sums up how the tactics menu works. You can't directly control them. You can only give them vague commands, and they will do their best to follow it. The AI will. So you have to rely on the AI in order to win battles and get XP. Persona 4 introduced the direct commands tactic, which gave you temporary control of that character and the entire list of skills, but while keeping the original other tactics, so you can go through the entire game using direct commands for that in the moment strategy, or you could go with the original Persona 3 feeling with methodical, advanced strategy. Persona 5 gave the illusion of keeping the tactics menu, but the direct commands are on by default, and any attempt to use the AI, you'll see that it is not as advanced as the other games. They weren't really good per se, but they're really bad and dumbed down to the point where it'd be better just to go through using direct commands, which I'm pretty sure is how the game is meant to be played. But I feel like it removes a certain strategic portion of the game, thinking ahead and thinking this character has certain skills to take down this one, but the enemy has a certain skill that could take down one of your men. My solution to this is to keep direct commands as an option, while also giving the option to use the tactics menu. While doing research, I came across a website called Stuart's Pixel Games, known for his a recent video game release called what's it called again? Puzzle Dwarf, where you push blocks or something. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the game, but one of the articles states, there's a trend these days of making easier games to reach wider audiences. Is that such a good thing? To a certain extent, difficulty depends on your target audiences. Newer gamers, people who have been playing for years and don't have a high technical skill level with video games, are going to be happier with an easier game, but that doesn't mean they want no challenge either. people who have been playing longer are likely to want a harder game. So I feel like having a harder option that forces you to use like the old school tactics menu would be beneficial for players who are wanting to want to challenge, like players who have played the recent ones. And you can keep the direct commands for newcomers for the series, because even the most recent one, Persona 5, even one of the DLC like hard mode difficulties has like some unknown properties like that lean towards the player. So even the hard mode isn't hard. So I feel like the new Persona, if Persona 6 ever does come out, I feel like it could benefit from a specific hard mode that would actually be hard. So to recap, Persona 3 introduced a tactics menu, but they, instead of fleshing it out, they decided to do away with it as a whole. And I feel like the Persona series could benefit from that, fleshing it out more instead of just scrapping it. This has been Chris Gutierrez. Thank you for watching.